Thanks for life. That's what we should be saying first thing in the morning. Thanks for life. Good morning, Grenada, Carriacou, PT, Martinique. Good morning, 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 good morning. Happy to have you joining us on Good Morning Grenada. Hope everybody had a restful, peaceful weekend, an enjoyable weekend. It is Monday, February 22nd, 2021. Wait now. 22022021. Ooh, all two. So those of you who have two as your lucky number, today might just be it. Good morning, everybody. Bless up all your whole selves on this magnificent, marvelous Monday. Thank you to those of you joining us on the GBN, Grenada Broadcasting Network's Facebook page, the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, those of you on the website, www.gbn.gd, GBN TV, channel 7, 11, and 20, the folks logged on to Classic 105.5, 105.9, Hot 98.5, 98.7, and the folks joining us on GoToFeds and Party Grenada's Facebook page and Party Grenada's website. Good Monday morning to each and every one of you. To the folks joining us across the Caribbean, whichever part of the region you are, this morning is our time to exercise the muscles. Hold on. Let's see if we can name out. Let's see how many Caribbean islands we can name. It's been a while, but let's wake up this morning. Morning to Tonya and Steve Lawrence. Good morning, my peeps. All right, let me go. Let me name some countries here this morning in the Caribbean. Waking up the brain muscles. Let me go. Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Antigua, Anguilla, Dominica, Barbados, St. Kitts, Nevis, Montserrat, Jamaica, Haiti, Anguilla, the Bahamas, Bermuda, U.S. Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico. You hear that tongue roll there? Puerto Rico. Hold on, I'm coming through. I'm missing people. Who am I missing there again? St. Bart's, the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, Guyana, Belize. We could hail up the South American brothers and sisters in Venezuela. I think I get most of us who are missing. I know I'm missing people. Tortola. I say BVI already? Yes. All right. I think that's where the brain stopped for the moment. Yeah, that's where the brain stopped for the moment. All right. So good morning to all the islands in the Caribbean. A spicy 473 Grenadian Monday morning to each and every one of you. To our folks longing on internationally, let me go again. Those of you in the US, the UK, Switzerland, Sweden, Canada, Germany, Australia, Austria, Iran, Iraq, Bahrain, Afghanistan, Nigeria, Botswana, all the brothers and sisters on the continent of Africa. Yeah, hail up all the motherland. Hail up the motherland. Okay, let me go again. Where we reach now? We go big up the People's Republic of China, Korea, North and South Korea, India. I don't think I ever hail up India. Good morning, India. Who else are we hailing up again this morning? Hold on, let me come up with one more country, Blossom. One more country. We got it. Let's do this. Hold on. Did I say Japan? I didn't say Japan. Good morning to Japan. All right. We wake up the brain muscles. Good morning, everybody. I know. Only coming up in more countries. Wake up the brain muscles. It works. Trust and believe it works. Whichever part of the world you are, whether you are as close to Grenada as St. Vincent or as far away as I don't know where, the North Pole, whichever part of the world you are, whichever part of the universe you are, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Hope you will have a good day, are having a good day, have had a good day. All right, yes, man. I'll wake up the brain. Trust and believe it works, you know. I say it, but it works. When you exercise the brain muscles first thing in the morning, the day goes a little bit better. Trust me, it works. Exercising the brain, set up all yourself right. Okay, let's do this. Where I reach right, I say good morning to everybody. I hail up my posse near and far right. Let's get into it. It's time for this morning's word of the day. Let me go. This morning's word of the day is perdure. Perdure. It's spelled P-E-R-D-U-R-E. Perdure. It's a verb which means to continue to exist. Perdure. It may be an unfamiliar word for many of our readers, but those who suspect they see hints of its ancestry in the more familiar synonym endure are correct. Perdure was borrowed into Middle English from Anglo-French and traces back to the Latin verb perdurere, meaning to continue. Perdurere, in turn, was formed by combining the intensifying prefix per with the verb durare, meaning to last. Durare is also an ancestor of the English words endure, durable, indurate, and and during, among others. Word of the day this morning is perdure, P-E-R-D-U-R-E, a verb which means to continue to last. An example of the use of the word: the making of a variety show, a nearly extinct genre that perdures as comedy fodder, is also the subject of the Rip Nelson Holiday Quarantine Special. That's this morning's word of the day, perdure, P-E-R-D-U-R-E, a verb which means to continue to last. Continue to exist or last. All right, and let's see as you go about your marvelous, magnificent Monday, the thought of the day. The thought of the day is fitting. This is your Monday morning reminder that you are amazing and you can handle anything. This is your Monday morning reminder that you are amazing and you can handle anything. I know some people may say it's Monday, it's been a long weekend, I have to get out of bed and go to work. But don't worry, you are amazing. You got this, girl. You got this, boy. Get out of bed and do what you gotta do. You gotta get out of the work, whether you procrastinate, whether you don't want to go, whether you feel like you just want to call in sick. You gotta do what you gotta do. Get up, get out and get going. And as you go about your day, just remember, you are amazing. You are blessed. You are fantastic. You are motivated. You are good at what you do. Continue to do it. Bless up your whole self on this Monday. You can handle anything, whether it's the boss, whether it's a customer, whether it's a co-worker, you can handle it. This is your Monday morning reminder that you are amazing and you can handle anything. Set up all yourself right on this marvelous Monday. All right, let's see what's celebrated today. It is February 22nd, 2021. It is Cook a Sweet Potato Day. I kid you not. It is Cook a Sweet Potato. Cook a Sweet Potato Day. Listen to me. Cook a sweet potato day. I'm serious though. It is actually a day. It is a day when we cook this staple. For us in Grenada, this is not something that is strange. Any opportunity we get for like a growing provision, we inside deep. Cook a sweet potato day. Anybody cooking sweet potato today? Here's a version of the sweet potato I want. Sweet potato pudding. Anybody making sweet potato pudding today, set up yourself and set up your girl. I want the edge. You see that nice sticky edge in the corner over there? Look, my mouth drooling already. You see that nice sticky edge in the corner over there? Set up yourself, girl. Set up your girl right. It's Cook a Sweet Potato Day. If you don't want provision and saltfish, smoker in fish or chicken, and you're feeling to fancy it up, sweet potato pudding is the way to go. And remember, blossom in the dance. I just want that edge. Or you could just give me the top of the edge. You don't even have to give me the whole slice. Just give me the little piece of sticky edge and an inside deep. Set up all yourself right. All right, let me go. Information time. Let me see the time right, so I have time. Right, information time. Yesterday, I think it was Saturday, the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force issued an advisory that the Lance Bridge in Guav will be closed to vehicular traffic from tomorrow, God willing, for approximately 1 week. So those of you who travel the western side of the island, the Lance Bridge will be closed from tomorrow, please the Lord, for approximately 1 week to accommodate repairs to the expansion joints on the bridge. And there's a lot of work to be done, and it is expected to last at least a week. It could be longer, depends on how the weather goes and how the cleaning process goes. But keep that in mind. You're advised to use alternative routes to get to and from your various destinations. So the folks who traverse the western side of the island, keep that in mind. Lance Bridge will be closed for approximately 1 week from tomorrow, please the Lord, to facilitate repairs to the expansion joints on the bridge. So find alternative routes. Start thinking about them from today so that tomorrow morning, please the Lord, you can just set up yourself right and go forth and do what you gotta do. And finally, this week is the final week of the Regional Super 50 Cricket Tournament, which we have been carrying live here on Classic 105. This morning is the final match in the round of the tournament. Grenadian boys will be in action as the Windward Island Volcanoes face off against the Guyana Jaguars. That game bowls off at 9 a.m. this morning. Will be carried live on Classic 105.5, 105.9. Our boys have been doing well. Andre Fletcher, Emmanuel Stewart, Ryan John, Preston McSween, and I'm missing somebody else. Hold on, I'm missing somebody else. Why I cannot remember who that next person is. I'll try and remember throughout the morning, and then I'll remind you. So look out for that game, 9 o'clock, Windward Island Volcanoes, Guyana Jaguars. The semi-finals take place on Wednesday and Thursday, God willing. The 5th and 6th place take place on Friday, and then the final is carded for Saturday, God willing. So it's the final week of Super 50. The games will be carried live on Classic 105.5, 105.9. All right, let's get into the morning edition of News and Week in Review. This is Good Morning Grenada, Classic GBN, Hot 98. Stick and stay. We're coming back in a short.
We don't fret. Grenada people, we fret. Tell them we don't fret. We don't fret. My people, we fret.
Finally, after 10 years, there is a breakthrough in the death of Derek John of Beaulieu St. George and an arrest made. But while family members are finally seeing some sign of justice, they are not too pleased with the Royal Grenada Police Force. They expressed their feelings to GBN's Christina John.
Andre John has been arrested and charged for the 2011 death of 51-year-old Derek John of Beaulieu St. George. He was slapped with a charge of manslaughter by negligence on Friday. Andre made his first court appearance on Monday at the St. George's No. 1 Magistrate Court and was placed on $3,000 bail with 2 sureties. GBN spoke with daughter of the deceased, Anika Charles. Charles says they should not have to find out, by the way, that an arrest was made in relation to father's death. She believes they should have been contacted directly as soon as this was done, but this was not the case.
With the way how the police force handled the matter with us, because yes, we know that this happened 10 years ago, since 2010, December 3rd. Nothing came out of it because they didn't find no weapon or no witness or anything. Out of the blues, just weekend, Friday actually, we hear like rumors on the street that, oh, they found the person that killed our father. The thing that really hurt is that since Friday, all they pick up that person. Once you all charge somebody, then all they're supposed to call the family and let us know. Even if after 10 years all they don't have like a contact number for us, we still live the same place. It have means all so you could get us because.
She explained that she was a teenager when her father died, however recalls the day he was found.
They found him in Melrose, that's in Boca, lying on the side of the road with a stab wound to the chest. No blood, anything, no weapon wasn't found, just a bun, like bun from the front to the back, pierced through. That's all they found him.
Charles says what is painful is the fact that the accused lived nearby where the body was found, said nothing for 10 years. According to unconfirmed reports reaching GBN, the accused attempted suicide around the time of his arrest and was taken to the Mungay Psychiatric Hospital for evaluation before being brought to court.
And the thing that hurt us, he lived right next to where they find our father's body, a stone throw right there. He was right there. He'll pick up our garbage and he passed and talked to us every day like 10 years as normal, and you know you holding that for 10 years that you took our father from us. That's not right. It was like it now happened. Accident happen all the time. You could have just come clear at the time when it happened and just say it was an accident. We don't understand that, but 10 years now.
Head of the Community Relations Department, Superintendent Vanny Kerwin, credits the cold case unit for the breakthrough in this case, but did not divulge any details surrounding the arrests. Christina John, GBN News.
The Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force recorded more than 20 accidents from last Friday to Sunday, which resulted in one individual admitted to the General Hospital in critical condition. More in this report.
Head of the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force, Superintendent Randy Connaught, says if it was not for wearing a seatbelt, entertainer Micaiah Williams will be nursing more critical injuries to his body. Williams was involved in a major accident Sunday night, which occurred on the Maurice Bishop Highway, involving another vehicle. The driver of the other vehicle sustained minor injuries and was treated and released from the General Hospital. William is not as fortunate as he is in critical condition. Superintendent Connaught explained the importance of wearing a seatbelt.
We have seen from all of the accidents, those serious ones that I can vividly recall, the drivers and passengers by and large were wearing seatbelts. And if you look at footage that is available on social media concerning that accident last night, you would realize that the gentleman was wearing a seatbelt. Now, his injuries could have been much more severe had he not been wearing a seatbelt. So seatbelts do save lives, and the fact that vehicles are now outfitted with airbags. Last night's accident, I was seeing that most of the airbags were deployed as a result of the impact. But seatbelts do save lives, and they hold you in place, and they prevent you from moving forward upon impact.
According to the ranking officer, the traffic department of the RGPF recorded 22 accidents between Friday to Sunday, of which the last 2 were serious.
At 11 minutes after 9 p.m. last night, the South St. George Police Station received a report of a serious accident along the Maurice Bishop Highway. This accident involved a white Suzuki Baleno and a gray Vitara vehicle. The Baleno vehicle was traveling southbound and the Vitara traveling northbound along the highway. At 25 minutes after 8 p.m. last night, there was another serious accident along the Birch Grove Public Road, and the officers attached to the Birch Grove Police Station responded to that accident. And a total of 5 persons received minor injury, were treated and discharged from hospital. The accident occurred between a blue Toyota Altiza vehicle and a Honda Fit car.
The head of the traffic department is advising drivers to be cautious when driving on the nation's road.
The accident itself, from my personal view, appeared to be one that we really can do without, because it saddens me to see that we have had an accident of this nature last night. One vehicle jumping the median and crashing it into the other in the opposite direction. So it's another occasion for us to make that clarion call to motorists to exercise that level of caution, that level of consideration, and to avoid these accidents as best as possible.
The Royal Grenada Police Force last weekend recorded 28 accidents between Saturday and Monday. 27 of the 28 accidents were considered minor, with 1 deemed serious. For GBN News, I am Rina Pear reporting.
Recommendations to farmers to increase their prices of wholesale chicken and eggs have already been made in response to Caribbean Agro Industries' go-ahead to increase the cost of animal feed and flour. An indefinite stay on the price increase was reached by the government when Caribbean Agro first announced the increase. However, less than 2 weeks later, via a notice post within the sales office, ADM Caribbean Agro Industries advised that the new prices would take effect from Monday, February 15th. Jared Joseph has the latest developments.
After a 10-year stay in prices, an increase in the price for local wholesale chicken and eggs is being recommended to members of the Grenada Association of Poultry Producers. The recommended increase takes effect on February 15th, together with Caribbean Agro Industries' move to forge ahead with price increases in flour and animal feed. President of the association, Jason Phillip, tells GBN that farmers can no longer absorb the cost, with the viability of their businesses under threat.
The final straw that has broken the camel's back at this point has been the increase in feed prices effective this morning by ADM Caribbean Agro Industries. The association has recommended a moderate price increase for the production and for the wholesale of whole chicken, fresh whole chicken, move from $5.50 per pound to $6.75 per pound. There is also a recommended price increase in the sale of eggs, which moves from $20 EC per tray of $30 to $23 for that same tray of 30 eggs.
He explains that over the last 12 months, the association has had to absorb 100% of the increased cost for transporting day-old chicks from Barbados.
Under the current circumstances, it is not a very feasible one to maintain, and as such, the association had to increase the cost of the day-old chicks being sold to the farmers. So coupled with the now increase in feeds, farmers are now seeing an increase of up to 35% in their actual production cost. And this is something that is not sustainable for a business.
The association president says it boiled down to a business decision to keep farmers' livelihoods afloat, though they understand the repercussions on Grenadians. He says the alternative of importing feed is not viable due to the monopolistic situation Caribbean Agro enjoys, despite the efforts of the association to garner other options via the Ministry of Trade.
So we are still requiring our government to step in, because we need to be able to keep the cost of production for our budding and our growing poultry sector. We need to keep that in check. If we are talking about competition and being able to compete with what is coming into the country on any form of reasonable level, we require the inputs which we use to generate the products that we have to also be priced reasonably. And we do believe that under the current circumstance, Caribbean Agro does have the ability to lower the cost of the feed. We do think that the company can still remain productive and remain profitable with lower prices. But instead of that happening, we're getting the excuses, and we're being told that due to market forces on the purchase of grains, that they have no choice but to increase.
The association had recently announced a state of emergency for the association and the local industry with the cheap importation of poultry meat from Belize. Phillips says the association is yet to receive official notice from the government or Caribbean Agro Industries about the increase. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Weeks after the Fisheries Division issued a statement advising vigilance on venturing out to sea due to an increase in shark sightings around neighboring islands, Grenada recorded its first reported shark sighting and capture. Viewers' discretion is advised.
A shark was sighted and captured on Dr. Groom's Beach in the south of the island on Tuesday. Footage reached GBN at about midday of the shark swimming near the shore before it was captured by locals in the area. The men on the scene proceeded to drag the shark from the water before killing it and ultimately shared its parts with onlookers. A local fisherman and diver who is familiar with the area, Jamil Bridgman, said countless times there have been shark sightings in that area, referring to the killing of the shark as unnecessary. Bridgman says sharks seldom prove to be a danger to swimmers.
Myself and other fishermen, we dive that water almost every day. We even go out at night too. We always see sharks there. Even when I was working at Sandals, we always take the guests out at those reefs. The guests, they enjoy looking at the sharks and stuff. To be honest, I think that was unnecessary kill because the shark was going along its way. It almost reached the point, and just beyond the point, we have a reef down there where it's called Shark Reef. That's where we see most of the sharks. Well, sharks don't really attack anyone just like that. You have to be in the area doing something like maybe spearfishing or so, and you have a lot of freshness in the water, like blood and stuff. So if you're on shore and you see the shark, just leave it, let it go away, because it would not do anyone anything. They just come, they see you, and they swim away like any other fish.
Recently, in an interview with GBN, the Marine Protected Areas Coordinator at the Fisheries Division, Orlando Harvey, said sharks are critically important to the marine environment in general, as they are essentially the cleaners of the ocean and marine ecosystem. Responding to shark slayings on neighboring islands, he said fear or misunderstanding may have a role to play in the capacity to care for the creatures.
I'm a little bit concerned about that in some regards. As you rightfully said, there's a lot of fear associated with sharks. People who don't interact with the marine environment as much as maybe I would tend to have maybe a fear of sharks, or if you come in contact with a shark, they think that the only thing a shark can do is kill you. But we've never had, that I could recall, definitely in my lifetime, anyone being severely injured by a shark or even killed by a shark in Grenadian waters. In most of the cases where we have incidences of sharks interacting with persons, are typically people who spearfishing and they have blood in the water. They have something that attracts the shark to them, and they may have an encounter with it, but it's never been really severe or life-threatening. So I think there's nothing really for people to be overly concerned or overly fearful of with regards to a typical shark that we would have in our waters. So I'm a little bit concerned that we would have people going out there and actually hunt, actively trying to fish sharks. Grenada doesn't have a fishery for sharks. It's not something that we target. It's not a species we target. We do have some incidental capture where you set a line for something else and you may catch a shark. And in Grenada, we do pretty much land everything we catch, so we do have incidences like those.
In the Caribbean, shark populations have been decimated along a number of fronts due to a loss of reef habitat and health. In January, the Fisheries Division released a statement advising seafarers to be vigilant when venturing out to sea as a result of shark sightings around neighboring islands. The public is reminded to be cautious when going to the various beaches.
The 10-foot shark caught and brought to shore in the south of the island on Tuesday may not have been in the best of health, and therefore its flesh is not fit for human consumption. That's the advice of local authorities as they report they were unable to secure a sample of the dead shark to carry out tests to determine its reason for coming ashore. Blossom Alexis-Welsh has that story.
Following the capture and killing of a mako shark on Dr. Groom's Beach on Tuesday, members of the public are being warned against eating the meat of the animal, since the reason for it coming close to the shore remains unknown. The 10 to 12-foot shark was seen in the ocean swimming erratically, which is typically unusual behavior for a healthy mako, but it was too weak to put up a fight when it was gaffed and landed shortly after it was sighted. Coordinator of the Marine Protected Area at the Fisheries Division, Orlando Harvey, says local marine authorities are unable to determine what was wrong with the shark, as by the time they got to the scene, the shark was dismembered and distributed for meat.
The sharks are not typically observed in our coastal waters, so for some reason it found its way here. From the communication we had with people on the scene, the shark, when it was observed a little bit further out, it was seen swimming erratically. So it wasn't exhibiting typical behavior for a shark that you would expect. And in those cases, we're not sure exactly what the concern with it is, what the health of the shark is, why it's actually beached. You don't typically find it there, so that's a concern. So we typically, when we have situations like that, we try to advise the public not to consume the meat because we don't know if it's a toxin, if it's a parasite, what is the issue with the shark that it found itself in our coastal waters. But we weren't sure if the shark was in the process of dying, so it's kind of hard to tell those kind of things if we don't have material, tissue and stuff to test and do the proper analysis that we're supposed to do.
All that was left on the beach was the head, fins and stomach of the shark. He notes, however, contrary to information being circulated on social media, no plastic or plastic material was found in the shark's mouth or stomach. Mr. Harvey says it is not typical to find that species of shark in Grenada's coastal waters, which is a cause for concern. However, bringing it ashore should not have been the first action.
If it was up to the division, the shark would not have been killed that way or killed at all. We would have tried to maybe lead the shark back offshore and see if it could revive itself. So to have people seeing a shark and physically going out and capturing it and bringing it ashore, that's something a little bit alarming. Another one of the things we don't want to have is where people saying that we have aggressive or ferocious sharks in our water and we need to go out and catch sharks. That's not what we're saying, because, for example, the shark fin mako is an endangered species. The long fin is vulnerable globally, so there are species that are threatened by, I guess, from fishing activities over the decades. So it's species that we don't want to have captured or removed unnecessarily. So I really hope that we don't have another encounter.
Mr. Harvey suggests marine authorities across the Caribbean need to collaborate, as there have been similar occurrences observed with these oceanic shark species in neighboring islands of St. Kitts and Nevis and Dominica in recent months. Blossom Alexis-Welsh, GBN News.
The Ministry of Sports, Culture and the Arts, Fisheries and Cooperatives is once again advising the general public, visitors and fisherfolk to exercise extreme caution when venturing out to sea. Please be advised that an aggressive shark was sighted and caught within the marine environment of Dr. Groom's Beach in St. George on February 16, 2021. The shark, which appears to be 12 feet long, has been identified by a marine biologist to be that of the mako shark species. The shark appears to have beached itself for unknown reasons. However, there have been similar occurrences observed with these oceanic creatures in neighboring Caribbean islands of St. Kitts and Nevis and Dominica in recent months. The general public is advised to exercise the following: do not panic, be vigilant while bathing on beaches, and exit the water immediately if a shark is seen in the water. Refrain from catching or removing from the water any shark that is beached, and refrain from consuming the meat from a beached shark, as the reason for beaching is unknown. The Ministry of Sports, Culture and the Arts, Fisheries and Cooperatives urges all seafarers and the general public to note well the points listed above and report any sightings of sharks to the Fisheries Division. Since the arrival of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine last week and its administration to government officials and frontline workers, several concerns have been raised by members of the public concerning the safety of the vaccine and its origin.
Following the issuance of vaccines recently to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell and health officials on Friday and frontline workers on Tuesday, concerns were raised over why Grenada is using the AstraZeneca vaccine, which has been turned away by some international countries. Acting Chief Medical Officer in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Sean Charles, says these countries have suspended the use of that particular vaccine with reason.
When countries make decisions for different reasons, all right, it does not necessarily have to do with the fact that there is an issue with the vaccine. Now, I am aware that South Africa will not be using it, or they've taken the decision to not use it because there was a small study that was conducted there, and it showed that against the variant that is circulating in South Africa, all right, there was minimal efficacy, all right, meaning that there was minimal. The vaccine was minimally effective at protecting persons from moderate to severe disease in South Africa. What we must be aware of is that there are a number of variants of the COVID-19 virus that are circulating in the world.
Responding to reports of a fake vaccine in distribution originating from China, Dr. Charles said the vaccine Grenada received has been approved by the World Health Organization.
The vaccine that we have in supply is the AstraZeneca vaccine. Remember, there are many vaccine candidates out there, all right? It is the AstraZeneca vaccine. It is the same vaccine that was granted approval by WHO, for emergency use on Monday. It's the AstraZeneca vaccine. It's a vaccine that was developed between AstraZeneca and University of Oxford in the UK. The vaccine is produced in the Serum Institute of India, which is the largest vaccine manufacturing facility in the world. All right, the largest vaccine manufacturing facility in the world. Many of the vaccines from the COVAX facility, this is where the vaccines are made.
The World Health Organization on Monday listed AstraZeneca and Oxford University's COVID-19 vaccine for emergency use, widening access to the relatively inexpensive shot in the developing world. The vaccination is free of cost and is not mandatory to the public.
Health Minister Nicholas Steele says the answer to all our questions is simple: the COVID-19 vaccine. During a recent press briefing, Minister Steele said in order for things to be restored, everyone must be open to the hope the COVID-19 vaccine provides.
All of the concerns that have been raised here today, outside of the direct questions on vaccination, in terms of schools back to normalcy, in terms of quarantine, in terms of curfew, in terms of size of gathering, on each and every one of those questions and concerns, the true answer is vaccination. How long will we have to keep a curfew and a risk until we have enough citizens vaccinated? How long will we have to keep quarantine policies until we have enough people vaccinated? How long before our kids can go back to school normal? Until we have enough people vaccinated. How long do we have to keep wearing the mask once we're in public areas, or keep the 6-foot distancing if we are anywhere not wearing the mask? Until we have enough people vaccinated.
The health minister said vaccines have proven to be effective in the past in preventing mass infection and major disruptions across the world from even some of the most deadly diseases.
We have not had to close schools, wear masks, and have quarantine for measles, rubella, polio, because we have enough people vaccinated. If we did not have enough people vaccinated for any of those diseases, and a case introduced, or there was a risk of a case coming, we would have to adopt the same measures. The science has not changed with respect to how to deal with infectious diseases. So let us acknowledge the fact that COVID-19, being a new disease, forced us to take these measures because the populations of the world were not vaccinated or immune to it.
We understand it can be hard getting from the bus terminal to the Kirani James Athletic Stadium just to get your fresh fruits and veggies. But guess what? Your troubles are over. Enjoy a free bus shuttle from the bus terminal to the temporary market at the Kirani James Stadium
every Friday and Saturday until the end of March.
Let us buy local, eat local, and support our local market vendors.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Do you know what time it is? You guessed right, it's detox time again. At Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Purchase our 7-day cleansing pack for only $500. Includes everything you need for a complete total body cleanse. Cleanse your blood, kidney, liver, and colon. This cleanse will help you lighten up and get rid of the excess. Also available are our special product Detox Combo Pack for only $100. Try our single detox products starting from $40. Check us out now. Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area, or call us on 231-6642, 449-7753, or 418-7115. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Detox, your way to health.
Imagine your day without having to wait in line, without having to write at every store, without touching the pen everyone else used, having your info exposed to everyone. Sounds great, huh? Well, it's possible. Here is TEDA. With TEDA, you download once, register once, and just scan to check in everywhere. No hassle, no forms, no hold up. Simple and easy. TEDA lets you explore, discover new places, new products, and new experiences. What are you waiting for? Get TEDA for free from your app store today and enjoy contactless convenience.
I'm reaching my dreams with GOT. They're the ones for me. I'm reaching my dreams with GOT. They're the ones for me. Since 1983, they've been serving the country, and we like all their financing, giving the people what they want, what they need, what they love. Come and join the family. it's here for you all the way. From birth to graduation, your first job to your home, and your card through your golden years.
The GT Credit Union has been actively supporting nation building through its many sponsorships and the programs including Financial Literacy Quiz, Pass the Torch Calypso Program, Junior Cooperatives in Secondary Schools, CPEA, and the TAMCC Grants. The credit union has helped many people make their dreams come true. Let them help you with yours. You don't have to be a teacher to be a member. So what are you waiting for?
GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
Do you know what time it is? You guessed right, it's detox time again. At Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Purchase our 7-day cleansing pack for only $500. Includes everything you need for a complete total body cleanse. Cleanse your blood, kidney, liver, and colon. This cleanse will help you lighten up and get rid of the excess. Also available are our special product Detox Combo Pack for only $100. Try our single detox products starting from $40. Check us out now. Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area, or call us on 231-6642, 449-7753, or 418-7115. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Detox, your way to health.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Need a quick, convenient way to pay your bills and avoid lines? Use the online banking feature from Republic Bank, First Caribbean, or Co-op Bank. Contact them today to set up your online banking and enjoy 24-hour convenience to make your bill payments. Stay safe. Grenlec, we are united even when we are apart.
Skin
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. It is 20 and a half minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. Those of you just joining us, happy to have you. And those of you who stuck with us, thank you for your patience. Let's get into a discussion this morning. I have joining me as my virtual guest is Dr. Kenneth Carter. He is a veterinarian and he's here to give us some information that I'm sure beach goers and beach lovers would appreciate, something that we need to be cautious about. So following our shark incident last week, that reminded me of some information that I've been seeing floating across social media over the past few weeks in relation to I don't want to call it a beast, a creature, in relation to a creature called man-o'-war. And it is a dangerous creature that we should all be cautious about. So let's say, first of all, good morning, Dr. Carter.
Good morning, Blossom. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining me. I know you don't want to get out of bed 7 o'clock in the morning, but I appreciate the sacrifice because this is information we really need to get out there and remind people or educate people who are unaware. So thank you again for joining us. So let's get into it. First of all, let's deal with what is the man-o'-war, and is there another name that people would know it by? That's the name I know.
Well, to be honest, I think everybody calls it the man-o'-war. It's not really, people think it's a jellyfish and it has venomous things like a jellyfish, but it's not a single animal. It's like a group of creatures living together in this functional system. It's a very pretty thing. It looks sort of purplish red. Hopefully I have a photo I sent it. It looks sort of purplish red on the surface. Now it looks like a ball of air or a bag of air, because the top section of it would be an air sac. So if it's underwater, you would see this floating towards you. And the interesting thing is how it got the name man-o'-war is because it resembled that old Portuguese man-o'-war ship. It doesn't actually come from Portugal, but it resembles the ship from back in the days when they did all the sailing across the world, the Portuguese man-o'-war. And how it gets around is that it floats. It can adjust the air sac on the top. It can be taken anyway by the current or the wind. So you will see this nice looking thing and normally wash up on the beaches this time of year in Grenada. And you see it on the beach. Now, the most important thing to know is that the nice air sac is not the dangerous part, but the tentacles. They have really long tentacles. Tentacles can get to about 150 feet, 165 feet long. That's when they're in the water. Yep. And although these things in tentacles, they're not necessarily fatal to everyone, but it would be excruciatingly painful if it sting you. So if you're in the water and you see this, it looks sort of like a balloon, but you can see it's not a balloon, floating come towards you, then you should get out of the water because it'll hurt really bad.
Personally, I've never seen one up close. I've only seen them in pictures. Thank you, Jesus. But why is it that this time of year they are washing up on our beaches? And I've seen advisories coming from other islands as well. Why is it this time of the year?
Yes, they come with the currents and the wind. You've noticed how windy it's been on the East Coast as well. And some islands are getting it really bad. I've seen videos with hundreds and thousands of beaches. So far, I've only seen a few tens on some of the beaches on the northern eastern coast of Grenada. The fun thing is that at the northern eastern coast, Batway, Seven, Swayze, those areas up there. The good thing is most of the East Coast have a lot of uncharted beaches. And it's not seen it in the south like the popular Granda's beaches yet, but it might come. The good thing is though that Portuguese man-o'-war, they have only a few predators, but one of the predators are leatherback turtles, and we're approaching our seasonal leatherback turtle nesting season. So the leatherback would probably come in and after the man-o'-wars. So when you see man-o'-wars, the turtle people get excited because the turtles are on their way, and they eat jellyfish as well as jellyfish-like creatures. So they would feed on the man-o'-wars. Other things that eat those stinging tentacle animals would feed on the man-o'-wars. So the leatherbacks will be here to save us soon.
In the event that we are stung by a man-o'-war, what should take place?
It'll be dependent on your level of allergies. You know, there are some people that are super allergic, but they always have EpiPens and all those antihistamines with them. You should probably get one of those on board. Contact a medical physician, like a doctor. You could put warm water on the sting, get out of the water for sure. Treat the sting with probably warm water. Some people say that you should urinate on the sting I say experiment with that on your own account.
I like that. Don't say doctor said to do it. I like that.
don't say I said to do it, but say my friend, you're in it on this thing. No. Yeah, but in all seriousness, it will be dependent more on your level of your allergies. Because some people are very hypersensitive, while others could be stung by the wall and nothing happens. But for safety, if you notice the normal pain, redness, swelling, some people would go into anaphylactic shock. So if you're one of those people, be a little bit careful or have some antihistamine or some allergy medicine or EpiPen or something around you in case you're stung. But those people who are super sensitive would normally have these medications. So yeah. And if you're not sure, go to a medical practitioner.
There is a comment I just read. Was it on YouTube? Somebody said they used to pop them on the seashore. Is it advised that we pop it, kill it, or just walk away and run away?
Use your own discretion. So normally by the time they come on the seashore, they're dead. But tentacles, if there are tentacles on the shore, it can sting as well. So approach with caution if you're going to approach. The other thing to look out for is little children, toddlers, because it's very beautiful when you look at this thing. And they will want to pick it up. Well, the good thing is the nice end that look like the balloon, the gas filled chamber, it's not the stinging end of things. So if they want to tamper with it a bit, it should be fairly safe, but I'd say just leave it be and keep some distance around because the tentacles could still get you when it's on the beach, although most likely the organism is dead.
With the man o' wars washing up on the northeastern part of the island, have we had any cases of people being stung by them so far? To your knowledge?
Well, I've not heard anything, but not everyone would report everything because some people, like fisher folks and the farmers and people who use that region, would be accustomed to seeing them this time of year.
Do they have any uses? Like, can we use them for fishing, to cook them? Or are they just there to be pretty, look at, and feed our turtles?
Well, I think it will be... they have a specific role to play. They eat small creatures like floating plankton and small crustaceans, as well as baby fish. So they will play a vital role in the ecosystem. As for you taking it, maybe just a nice photo or to get stung up. But more like turtle food. On this part here, that's what we like it for. It's leatherback turtle food.
Fair enough. So it's not our food, it's the turtle's food. Got it. Kenneth, over the past, I've been following your YouTube channel and you have been very informative with the information that you've shared. And as before we started, you were telling me about a cleanup that was recently carried out. And you were concerned about littering on the public beaches. Tell me how drastic that situation is.
Well, yeah, first of all, we do a lot of coastal cleanup and beach cleanup throughout the year. And along with campus, we combine with other people in some of the cleanup things. But what we did this weekend, we joined Ecodive, that's Ecodive Grenada down at near Umbrellas in the Koyaba Beach there. And they used to have a monthly beach cleanup on Grandans Beach. Now, being from St. David's, I don't frequent Grandans Beach that much, but I do come for the cleanups. And we clean up the area where it's the more popular parts of the beach. We do scuba diving and snorkeling, and it was crazy, man. We were there on Saturday, and there was so much trash. There were plastic, there were underwears, there were sanitary napkins, and it was like, no, we found a nice little toy plane. There is a video on my YouTube channel. If anybody wants to check it out, they can check out the Dr. Carter Vet YouTube channel. I try to stay up to date with what's happening and keep the population informed. So I do these informative, educational videos, trying to keep it pretty short. Some people are requesting longer stuff with more material, but it depends on what's happening. But yeah, the sad thing from that cleanup as well, we had a juvenile sea turtle with ocean spirits, and it was entangled in kite string. So someone kite probably caught, landed in the water. There was a turtle with all the kite string strangulating its flippers attached to a kite, trying to swim in the water. So we need to be careful with what we do when we fly our kites. We need to pick up, there were loads of plastic bottles, pick up after ourselves, stop littering, and use proper means to dispose of certain personal items. Apologize for the dogs.
That's okay, understood. I love dogs, so you get a pass. There are people who are still unaware of the danger litter poses, and not just on our beaches, but island-wide as well. Just issue a reminder of some of the effects that littering has. It's one of my pet peeves. That's one of the mantras I use on mornings. It's one of my littering. I hate to see litterations. It annoys me to the core. Just remind us of the danger it causes to our environment, to our ecosystem, to our animals, to us humans.
Yeah, some things that get into, for instance, our marine environment. We're on an island. A lot of people depend on the beaches, fishing, and those sort of things. Now, a lot of the plastic, people know the plastic floating, but what a lot of people don't know is plastic can also sink after a while. So if you see some plastic on top of the water, there's loads of plastic below the ocean. And these things start polluting the coral reef and our nearshore environment. It destroys the coral. It kill marine animals that we need to keep a healthy reef. So the fishing industry would be affected. Your beaches all of a sudden would change in the way the beach look, probably smell. You also have toxic chemicals and stuff that are not meant to be in the ocean and might do some significant damage. So the beautiful, let's use Grandin's Beach, for example, where we take a lot of debris out of. Beautiful Grandin's Beach might not be so safe anymore. And then we have to think of other forms of littering or pollution, like feces in the water. So people could actually get sick from going in the water, or you might get an infection on a small scale because the water is now polluted and you have mean evil bacteria swimming around. You have fecal coliforms, that's things that live in poop, in human feces in the water. You might have some parasites as well. So on a whole, try your best not to litter. Pick up after yourself and pick up after the person next to you. Because sometimes you might get there and you see some trash on the ground. That's not your trash, but it's there. Pick it up, throw it in a bin, try to dispose of it properly. Tell the person that you see throwing trash, pick up after themselves.
While I have you here, Dr. Carter, tomorrow, God willing, I believe it is Spade Day. I saw that on a notice that I do on mornings, that tomorrow will be celebrated as Spay Day. How important is it for animal lovers to spay and neuter their pets, even without it being Spay Day?
I must thank you for the information. I was not even aware tomorrow is
You're
Spay Day.
welcome.
So, for the people who don't know, the act of spaying is removing the reproductive organs of a female animal, right? So we have areas in the world, Grenada as well, there will be areas with a lot of stray animals, that's animals that are not owned by any significant, like person. And the most important part of spaying would be population control. So you don't want stray dogs knocking the bins over, just eating the neighbor's sheep, all those things. So spaying is important in an aspect of population control. For health of an animal as your personal pet, you can avoid mismating. There's a lot of health benefits as well. Now, spaying is a surgery, so along with any surgery, there would be some level of a risk. But most veterinarians are very competent in how to do a spay. So support, if you have an animal there, it's not a part of the breeding population, you can go call your veterinarian, get it spayed. If there is a stray dog in your neighborhood, most veterinarian establishments will do spay and neuter campaigns. Myself, Dr. Carter Vet, we did a couple of spay and neuter campaigns every year. So the people who could afford it might be able to help for someone who cannot afford it. So we can go into impoverished neighborhoods. And don't do it in a way to make somebody feel bad because they cannot afford the vet. But we have, if you have someone that's an ideal candidate with a lot of dogs, they're making puppies after puppies after puppies, and they may benefit from getting it spayed, shoot us a message, probably on the Facebook page. That's probably the easiest way, or on WhatsApp. And we can probably get it spayed for them.
What are some of your major concerns in relation to animals, animal care, maybe animal rights, animal abuse? Let's zero in Grenada, matter of fact. What are some of your concerns as a vet?
I think here, one of the main things is there's a lot of misinformation out there. And then there's a lot of people who are not veterinarians practicing veterinary medicine and presenting themselves as veterinarians. So yes, that happens in Grenada. I've been struggling with it for this is my 7th year as a veterinarian practicing in Grenada, and it's tough. but it's happening. And a lot of people have access to medication, and there's a lot of misdiagnosis and mistreatment happening. So you might have someone who lost faith in a vet because they called this person, they paid X amount, and the animal died. So it's not necessarily that all Grenadians don't care for the animal, because I have clients from right up there on the social ladder and right at the bottom, and the level of emotions and care that would go out would be across the board. So it's not just one set of people treating the animal nice and another is not. It's a balance field. But yeah, a lot of things will be access as well, because a lot of the good stuff that keeps your animal healthy, keep them away from parasite, a lot of these things are very expensive in Grenada. So something you might pay like $10 for in the US, you might have to pay 100 EC for it. And a lot of people cannot afford that, so they're trying alternative methods to get rid of fleas and ticks, for instance, alternative feeding source. So a lot of animals are not necessarily affected by being neglected, but circumstance may put some at a different health status than others who are a bit more, I won't use what's the word to use, who have a better source of income, you know.
You mentioned there are fake doctors, fake vets going around. How can I tell the difference between what should I ask for, what should I look for to know that they are certified, or if they're just trying to get my $2?
Well, the truth is, I've spoken with colleagues about that recently to see if we can push out some sort of database so people could look up who are the veterinarians. Now, ask them the basic. Show them where did you go to veterinary school? Are you a veterinarian? Could you please show me your permission or your qualifications for working in Grenada as a veterinarian? There are people who were veterinarian as well who had no work permits and were treating people animals across the board. And it's something we need to clamp down on, because there are more new grad veterinarians coming back, and they need to start make a livelihood, and they're competing with people who are not even veterinarians, and they cannot even make $1. And you're competing against someone who is not a veterinarian and is around the island treating people, animal, going around. So it's something we need to clamp down on. Hopefully somebody who could stop this is looking at your show. So we need to clamp down on that.
Let's hope somebody is looking. Who's responsible for clamping down? Well, I guess besides the police, that is. But who's the body overall responsible?
I think it'd be some legislation that needs to be amended. There is the chief veterinary officer and the veterinary livestock department in the Ministry of Agriculture. They would be the ones probably the go-to. We have been in dialogue, so it's not something that's just swept behind the table. But yeah, we definitely need to work on that. There is not a veterinary board on the island currently. And I don't think the veterinarians are no longer attached to the medical board. So maybe if they put us back to the medical board, and the qualified veterinarians would have something to go with. But it is a struggle. And there are organizations as well doing the same thing. It's not just individuals, it goes a bit beyond that. But I'm not going to pick up that storm on this show right now this morning.
Honest. Somebody asking if it's spay as in SPAY. First time they're hearing about spaying and neutering animals. Spaying is female, neutering is male?
Yeah, so spay, which is normally an ovariohysterectomy, that's the medical name, or an ovariectomy, is basically a surgical procedure where you go into the female animal, you remove the uterus, or the ovaries, or both the uterus and the ovaries. The animal do fairly well. It's pretty standard operating procedure for any veterinarian. The animals do fairly well. You do have your risk of anesthesia as you would with anything else, or risk of post-surgical complications, but I guess with experience and technique or a good protocol, you can eliminate that. Now, neutering is the common term for castration. Removal of the testicles, which of course you do in male animals. There are lots of different ways to do both spays and neutering as well in dogs and cats, but in general, it's a fairly standard surgery, and most veterinarians are fully competent and technical enough to do it. So if you have a veterinarian on board in your animal care, you could get your animals sterilized. And the general aim is sterilization, because they would be able to reproduce after that.
All right, so just remind us again, back to the manor wars. I'm getting as much as I can from you, Dr. Kata. Back to the manor wars, remind us what to look out for and how we should handle the situation if we see one and or if we get stung.
Yes, so I used to be a bushman, so the way that I used to handle stinging is test it first and see your reaction it, but I wouldn't advise that to the general population. So if you see a man in the water and your kids are there, you're there, you could easily remove yourself from the general vicinity. Although some can have tentacles up to 160 feet, all necessarily wouldn't. So if you see it washed up on the shore, just be careful. You would see it's 4-part. It's a group of organization. The actual name of the thing is a siphonophore. It's a nice sounding name, and it has 4 parts. You have the air sac, it have a eating apparatus, it has the tentacles, and it have the reproductive apparatus. So if you see that nice big air sac, look for the little tangly things on the bottom. Stay away from the tentacles. That's the business end of things. Let me see. If you have internet, you should, because you're seeing this. You could check out the YouTube channel. Look at the Manawa video. It's actually very informative. And I tried to and it's a short video. I think it was only 2 minutes or less. And it has the information, what to look out for, probably how to deal with it, explain the different parts. But just be careful in the water. If you see it floating towards you, come out the water or move to a different part of the beach. Or better yet, we're on a beautiful island. Just go to a different beach.
I like that. Oh, somebody's asking on the Facebook if certified vets have ID cards. Present his card ID or something. Do you have official vet cards?
We do have official documentation. Some carry it with them, some do not.
Okay.
So it depends on the time, because the other thing in Grenada is you could be eating family dinner and someone would call you, the animal is dying, they need a veterinarian now. So sometimes you jump and you run to save an animal, you don't have your documentation with you. My advice would be contact a veterinarian before you have a sick animal. Get someone on board. Get them to deal with your animals. Doesn't have to be me, because I'm very busy, but there's loads of veterinarians out there who can deal with your animal. Get a veterinarian before. So when your animal is sick, you call that person on a Sunday, they know that's my client, they're going to come out there. You have people who would normally call you only when the animal is on death's door, like it's been sick 5, 6, 7 days. Then they call you at like midnight on a Sunday, and oh, can you come now? Don't be that person. Call the veterinarian before your animal. It's much easier for us and much cheaper for you for us to keep the animal healthy, because most animals under the care of a veterinarian do not get sick. I mean, you do have the unfortunate accidents now and then, but the basic stuff that will happen, the common things will happen commonly, and we could avoid those. So get a veterinarian on board, get them in your care, and work with that. So when your animal is actually sick, you can contact this person. My phone never stops going off. And a lot of people will be clients, and whenever they contact you, you facilitate them. There will be other people as well who call you on the weekend. They go one place in the week, they can't get them on the weekend. They're calling you like Saturday night, 9 p.m. because they couldn't get them Monday to Friday, people. No, don't be that person, you know?
Somebody on the WhatsApp says they like your energy, you are open, informative, and they like your big toothy smile. So you're getting fans. You're getting
just woke up.
Well, now I can let you go back to bed. Dr. Carter, thank you so much for sharing some information. I know we covered a few topics this morning, and I'll definitely have you back to continue talking about our animals, our lovely pets. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. You do too.
All right. Veterinarian Dr. Kenrith Carter. He is an informative, like the person says, he's informative. He has a lot of information. He also has a YouTube channel, so feel free to check it out. Dr. Carter Vet. Feel free to check it out. He has wealth of information that you can be privy to and educate yourself. Let's go to a quick break, and when we come back, we link up with Just School Media for this morning's Traffic Cam. This is Good Morning Grenada, Classic GBN Hot 98.
We are all essential in the fight against COVID-19.
At Courts, we're doing our part, and we encourage you to stay at home, stay safe, and shop online at www.shopcourts.com.
For added convenience, our Courts online customers will receive free delivery and get up to 20% off televisions, appliances, and homewares. Plus, if you shop with Ready Finance, you will pay nothing down for 60 days. Now, you can stay home, shop online, and save.
Remember, do the essential. Wear a mask, wash your hands, practice social distancing, stop the spread.
Have you ever felt the need to give back to your vegetable or flower garden, lawn, potted plants, or planters? The Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority is pleased to introduce the new Home Garden Composter. A neat, efficient, quick, and easy start to home composting. Get great value from your food scraps, grass, lawn clippings, paper waste, and animal manure through home composting. When you do, you will be returning valuable nutrients to the earth rather than discarding at the landfills. Get started with a Home Garden Composter, now available at Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority, and let your home garden composter make your gardening dreams come true.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. Let's now link up with Just Cool Media for this morning's traffic cam. He's making his way from Springs. Let's see where he's heading. Take it away.
We have a lot of traffic coming in, going in and out of the town this morning, folks. So expect some slight delay, folks, as you try to get out of town via the Carnage or get into town via the Carnage Road. And remember, motorists, we have to be very careful on the road this morning because the road is wet. Also look out for puddles so you will not wet anyone, folks. So good morning to all, folks. Good morning as we promote safe driving. So welcome one and all, folks, all the viewers of GBN TV, GBN Radio. This is your Monday morning traffic cam as we head into the town of St. George via the Carnage, folks. The road is wet, so we have to take our time, folks. Two reasons why we have to take our times: because you may not get brakes on the wet road, and also you have to look out for puddles, folks, so you will not wet anyone. So we are taking our time this morning, folks, on the black carpet. We have smooth flow of traffic at this point on the Carnage, folks. We'll be swinging into Scott Street. I'll be going up Church Street. So welcome, folks. Happy Monday to all, folks. We saw some beautiful showers. We saw a lovely rainbow this morning, folks. And a rainbow is a symbol of promise. And on my way, I saw there's a lot of traffic on Lotus Lane, folks. So expect traffic delays, folks, coming down Lotus Lane this morning. Motorists, so if you can get an alternative route, you can see to get down Lotus Lane. So we are all about promoting safe driving and defensive driving. We want to avoid unnecessary accidents this week, folks. And also you want to encourage drivers that we as drivers also are responsible to keep our environment clean by making sure that neither us nor our passengers throw garbage outside of the vehicles, folks. As drivers, we are responsible to keep our environment clean. So we have to make sure as drivers that neither us nor our passengers throw garbage out of the vehicle. Sometimes you drive along the road or you walk and you're just watching the bushes and you're seeing a whole set of boxes, bottles, plastic stuff thrown in the bushes from out of vehicles, folks. But drivers, we ask you to be responsible for keeping our environment clean, for making sure our passengers do not dispose of garbage by throwing it out of the vehicle when it's driving along the communities or so, folks. We are responsible to keep our nation clean, folks. As we head up into Church Street, the old Parliament building, old courthouse, the old courthouse. So, folks, and folks, be very careful when you're coming up St. John Street, right on the corner to swing into Church Street, folks. This can be very slippery, especially when you're making that sharp left turn into Church Street. So motorists, you have to be very cautious, and also do not drive too close behind any vehicle that is coming up St. John Street when they're about to swing into Church Street. Because based on the wet road, you will skid. So you have to be cautious, folks. Very cautious as drivers, because the carpet is wet on this Monday morning, folks. So we say happy Monday to all. Have a wonderful week. And drivers, please be responsible this week to keep our environment clean by you not disposing of garbage out of your vehicle windows or allowing your passengers to do the same, folks. We are responsible as drivers to keep the nation's road clean. Clean, very clean, folks. Let's keep Grenada clean and be so as responsible drivers. So this is your Monday morning traffic cam, folks, as we travel into St. George's via the Carnage, and now we are traveling out of St. George's via Old Fort Road, folks. And we know usually right here at the junction between Old Fort Road and Lucas Street, there's always a little bit of congestion because of traffic flowing into St. George's via Lucas Street. So there's a police officer there to direct the flow of traffic. And motorists are aware that on Old Fort Road is one-way traffic going out of St. George's. One-way traffic going out of St. George's at this time of the morning because of how busy it is. Old Fort Road to go out of St. George's is one way. So happy Monday to all, folks. Happy Monday to all. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend, folks. And drivers, we are urging you to keep our nation clean, folks. Keep our nations clean by not disposing of garbage outside of your vehicle while it's driving, or just disposing of it in an irresponsible manner, and also not allowing your passengers to just throw garbage outside the moving vehicle, folks. So let's be responsible drivers, folks, to keep our nations clean. We have to be responsible. So you see, folks, expect traffic delay this morning if you are using Old Fort Road to get out of St. George's. Expect some traffic delay, folks. Expect traffic delay.
Thank you so much to Junior Checkley for this morning's traffic cam every Monday and Wednesday, 7:45 a.m. Bringing you traffic reports from out there. It seems to be a rainy Monday morning. Lord help me, but when I'm inside here, I rarely know what's happening on the outside. I didn't know rain falling bucket a drop. Forgive me, okay? I didn't know rain was falling, so thank you to Traffic Cam for that little piece of information, because I was inside here thinking it's a bright sunshiny Monday when really and truly rain is falling. So have yourselves a safe day. Be safe on the nation's road, all our drivers. I see traffic coming up Lucas Street from as far as the intersection with the Archwell Avenue. So keep that in mind. Those of you coming down from the St. Paul's Mardi Gras area, Pedmata area, there is traffic and it's backing up as far. It could reach far as the intersection with Observatory Road where the GBN is, and that's usually what takes place on a morning. There's usually traffic coming right up. I can see it anytime I go outside. There's usually traffic coming right up Lucas Street. So those of you who coming from the St. Paul's, Mardi Gras, Pedmata areas, keep that in mind. There you would most likely meet traffic coming down Lucas Street. So thank you once again to Just Cool Media. It's now time to get ready for the 8 a.m. newscast of the BBC. Have yourselves a safe and productive Monday. Remember, coming up at 9, it's this morning's cricket match between the Windward Island Volcanoes, which will feature our Grenadian cricketers, coming up against the Guyana Jaguars. Game will be carried live on Classic 105.5, 105.9, which means there is no To The Point. However, the matches on Wednesday and Thursday are at 1:30 p.m., which means we will have To The Point tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, God willing. So don't worry. This is the last week for cricket. To The Point will be soon back to quote unquote normal. Right? And we have To The Point tomorrow. Please, Lord, Wednesday, Thursday. Trying to remember if we have on Friday. Don't worry, I'll keep you up to date. Have yourselves a safe and productive Monday. Be safe, be cautious, be good. Protect yourselves, protect each other. COVID-19 protocols are in full effect. I have a feeling I had something else to tell you all, A reminder of the Saharan dust. It's not a thick plume, but it may cause some problems. So those of you with respiratory and heart diseases, please keep that in mind. Walk with your pumps and your inhalers, whatever you may need to protect yourselves. Have yourselves a safe Monday, everybody. Otis, happy birthday. Bye-bye, people.